The sorrows of man. What a topic, because that is what we see. Created in the spiritual image of the creative, love, intelligent universe of infinite beauty, you look into the faces of many people and you see frustration, depression, anxiety, worry, and you wonder what is happening. When you observe the wonderment of life from unicellular organisms, the marvel of flowers, plant life, you put potato and tomato into the same soil and they grow with different fruits. What a miracle. You observe all this, even the magic of our inventions, but we are creating from nothing, even as our creator created from nothing. We are having many inventions in science, technology, medicine, philosophy, arts. And with all this, you see man in great sorrow and you wonder why. So let's delve deep into this. Right from childhood, you observe that the child will be wanting to taste everything, want to test everything, want to explore himself or herself. In other words, the child feels that it's not just a material organism. It might be something else too. And right now, if somebody were to die and you were to give the person fresh oxygen or fresh blood, the person will not come back to life. You realize something else has left the person. The person can no longer move the hand. So moving the hand is not just a flesh activity, but there's something else in us that makes us be able to move. And that thing is called spirit. We think and we say, my mind tells me, meaning that we have a mental body that we do not even see. Therefore, the mind is spirit. Similarly, our emotions or feelings are spirits. You can see my eyes, but you cannot see my seeing, meaning the senses of sight, smell, taste, touch, and hearing are all spirits. All these tell us that we are spirit beings in spiritual universe. However, all through education, there's no knowledge of who and what we are as spirit beings and how we are to operate through the body. When you even consider that we go to school and learn, and yet there's no knowledge on how the mind works for us to know how to work efficiently with our own minds. So this is where it's important for us to study ourselves. And when we don't have knowledge of this part of us, the spirituals, the various levels of spiritual expressions that makes us possible, that will be the reason for the sorrow of man. After all, joy is spiritual. You cannot see it. Happiness, love, hope are all spiritual. So they must belong to the invisible part of us, the spirit, the mind, the emotions, the senses. And when we do not have studies of these and how they operate, then we are locked up. This will account for the sorrows of man. And we can escape by simply having a conscientious effort to discover who and what we are as spirit beings. Knowing how your mind works. Often when you even ask somebody, where is your mind? They will touch the head. But you know, we have this brain in the skull of the head. But the mind is non-tangible electricity that runs through the brain. Think of the brain as maybe a power station center, and the electricity that flows through it is the mind. The mind needs the brain to function, but the mind is not the brain. When we come to study this, then we'll be able to ask real questions. How does my mind function? Bible says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Meaning thinking backed by feeling. We feel in the heart. So as a man thinks in his mind, backed by the feeling of the heart, that is what he is. We need to understand the anatomy of the mind, the anatomy of emotions and the senses. Then we can think the thoughts we want to think, and thoughts just wouldn't visit us and invade our mental plane. We can similarly feel the feelings we want to feel. You can make a solution time and sit yourself down and simply tell yourself, this period, every day, 7 p.m., I will sit and think thoughts I want to think. Or I will start my day by initiating feelings I want to feel for the day. This will put you on the right start. Right now, you will realize that metaphysics is opening your eyes to spiritual living and to inner fulfillment. We'll continue. Peace.
Join us this August for a series of unforgettable events that highlight our commitment to empowering lives and promoting world peace. Don't miss out.